Welcome back to An Entrepreneur in Training. I'm your host, Ryan Zimmerman, a 20-year-old entrepreneur, and today we're going to be talking about the actual actionable steps to starting a business in 2025. Starting your business the right way is very important, and I would say is probably the most important part of making sure you succeed in business. Not all businesses are the right ones for you. It's really important that you know how to pick the right business for you. You know how to get that business off the ground. You know the actual ways of using that business and getting it set up legally and getting it set up online, and then figuring out how to actually get your first few customers. That's what we're going to be talking about today. I would say most of these things are the reason that my business was so successful was because of these beginning steps that I took in my business. Today, we're going to go over the step-by-step how to actually start your business all the way from conceiving the idea all the way to your first customer. So we're going to talk about choosing a business idea, an industry, an actual service that you're going to offer or a product. And then we're going to talk about how to actually get that business set up, how to pick a name, how to get your logo. And then after that, we're going to talk about building your identity online. So where you need to be online, how to put your business online, and all of those things. And then after that, we're going to talk about how to actually start to get your first customers in the door and the different systems you should have in place to begin that process. So we're going to start with actually picking the idea, or, what are you going to offer to the marketplace as far as a service or a product? Now, this is probably the hardest part, and it's actually the first step to starting a business, and it's the hardest part of the whole process because a lot of people get stuck on this part and they can never get past it. They think, I don't have anything to make a business over. Like, I have nothing to offer. I have nothing I can do. Like, what should I even do in a business? Like, what should I offer to the marketplace? Now, this is a really tough thing to figure out. And I think what people don't get right is they try to pick something that they're super passionate about or something that, they're just going to love doing. And I think that's the wrong angle. I don't think you should start your business on something that you're just super passionate about, because a lot of people don't have, a deep passion towards, something in life, especially as young as we are. So if you try to find something that you're super passionate about, it's not always going to work out. Now, if you can, that's great. If you can find a business or you can find a service or a product that you can sell, that you're super passionate about, that's awesome. But most people don't. Most people don't have that burning passion towards something that also can make them a lot of money. So from there, you have to decide to put your passion away and just decide that you want to make some money. And so from there, you really just want to think of something that you've done maybe many times in life, or something that your parents do, or something that you feel like you're pretty good at. And I would focus in on that. Like, personally, I got into landscaping and lawn care, and I had no landscaping and lawn care experience prior to the business. Actually, I just got fortunate and the business opportunity fell in my lap. I was offered to buy the business, like we talked about in the very first episode of this podcast. I was offered to just buy the business after only doing lawn care for a couple months. And I decided it was a good opportunity and there was money in it. So I went into it. There was no passion behind it at all. I actually, even to this day, I don't have a burning passion towards lawn care and landscaping. I have a burning passion towards business in general, but not lawn care and landscaping. So I don't think you should get caught up trying to find your burning passion, because really the business itself should become your burning passion no matter what you're doing, as long as you're making life-changing money doing it. So what I would do is I would get out a pen and paper. I would write down maybe 10 things that you think maybe you're good at, or that you've done a lot of times. Maybe you've helped your dad put together some fences. Maybe you've mowed the lawn. Maybe you know how to trim the bushes. Like, write these things down and use this list to start narrowing down maybe what you can start your business over, what you can sell, something that you can do pretty well that someone would buy from you. It's not always a product. You don't always have to go out and sell a shirt or go out and sell a physical item. Services are a huge business, and it's honestly one of the easier ones. If you know how to trim a bush, all you have to go out and do is buy a hedge trimmer, and you can go out and make a ton of money trimming bushes, or go buy a push mower and you can go make a ton of money mowing lawns without really any expenses up front. Push mower you can buy for $500, and all you have to go do is mow 5 to 10 lawns. You'll make that money back, and you can do that in a day. So what's important in this section, choosing your business, is to not worry so much about a burning passion, and instead think about what you can do and what you can offer to people and make some money. And from there, you can angle your business to something you're more passionate about, or even I would say once you start your business, you'll probably become pretty passionate about your business in general. So choosing your industry is super important. That's what I would do when choosing your business. I would just think of things that you're good at, write them down, and decide, where you can put your business into. Balance between passion and profitability is the key to choosing the right business idea. So you just need to ask yourself, what can I do that people will pay for? Now, once you find that idea, that's what you should do for your business. You should create your business out of something that you are good at and that people will pay for. And just right there, you have a business that will make you money. So now the next step. So you have your business idea, you've chosen it, you have a service or a product that you can do, or you can do for a customer in a good way that they'll pay for. So you found this idea, this service. So now you want to group that into the business. So if you want to go mow lawns, well, you're a landscaper and a lawn care. If you're going to go cut hair, you're a hairstylist. So what you want to do now is you want to figure out what people are doing in your area or in your area of expertise. What are other people doing in that industry? So what I would recommend is going online and looking up lawn care providers near me, lawn care services near me, or hairstylists near me. I would go online, look up your competitors and figure out what they're doing, see how their logo looks, see what their business name is, see what their website looks like. So group these things together and it'll help you start to form your own business. So what you can do is you can grab a piece of paper, you can go open a Google Doc, and from there, find 5 or 10 of the top competitors in your area for whatever industry you're trying to go into. Write them down, figure out how many reviews they have online, how good their reviews are, figure out what their logo and what their business name is. Gather all this data, and it should help you figure out for the next step what to do for your own business as far as creating a name, creating a logo, and getting kind of a look for your business. So studying your competition isn't about copying them. It's about finding out what they're not doing and where you can do it better. That's the most important part in business, is to come into an industry and try to do something better so you can stand out and get more customers. So the next step to starting business is a little tougher to give you exact steps to doing, but we need to create a name for your business and we need to build you a logo. This is easier said than done because everyone's different. Everyone wants a different look for their business. So what I would do is I would look at what everyone else did in your industry. When you just research all your competitors, I would look at what they all did, look at their logos, look at their names, and from there, try to at least fit in the industry, but, put your own spin on it. I would say it's really common to use either a last name or a first name in your business. So for me, my last name is Zimmerman. So my business name is Zimmer Landscape. So I just took, the Zimmerman, turned it into Zimmer, and just put, my industry after. So Zimmer Landscape or Zimmer Hair Salon, so that's a really common one. And I really like that one because it's simple, it's to the point, and you can really build a big brand with, just putting your name in there. Now, a lot of people opt in for using industry names. So like, since you mow lawns, so there's a lot of lawn care people out there named like Top Cuts or Fine Blades. So you can kind of use a nice combination of, different buzzwords in your industry to create your name as well. So those are 2 different options that I'd recommend, but really it's all up to you. I would try maybe using your name in different ways for the business, or maybe using, buzzwords or popular words that people in your industry would understand, and use those words to, create your business name. Now for your logo, this is a lot more complicated because there's so many ways you can go with your logo, but I would recommend just looking at the competition again, figuring out what their logos look like, what their designs are, and I would try to copy them. There's a lot of tools out there to help you build a logo. I personally use Canva. It's just you can just go on there and graphic design different things. It's super easy to use, just drag and drop, and you can kind of move things around and see what you like. But you can even go on things like Fiverr, or if you know anybody who's good at graphic designing, you can contract them and pay them $100 or so to create you some logos to pick from. They usually do a really good job like that, or you can make your own. I personally made my own, and I actually really like it. So you can definitely make your own if you're not a good graphic designer and create something good. I'm not, a super creative person, and I was able to do it. So I would just look at the competition again, look at their logos, and try to make something that. It's really important because your business name and your logo is the first impression people have in your business. So you need to make it simple, easy to see, memorable, and people need to know what you do. and also make sure it's very unique to yourself. Now, the next step is more mental, because I'm really into the mentality of a business owner, and I think it's really important to be in the right place mentally. But the next step is just identifying with your business and envisioning the growth that it will have. So it's really important when you first start your business, even though you're super small and you may not even have a customer yet, to envision what it might be like to have customers and the things you might need to do on a day-to-day basis to facilitate that. So it's really important to identify with your business. Look at your name, look at your logo, see how it looks, and really identify and make that business your own. I would even go as far as to creating some sort of vision board or write down, what do you want your business to look like in 5 years? Like, do you want, a barbershop full of, 5 chairs with a bunch of different stylists in it, and you're making all this passive income from different stylists? Do you want, in my case for mowing, when I first started, I envisioned having 5 full crews of guys mowing, every lawn in my area. I just wanted to take over and be, a big name. Like, just really sit down and envision yourself in that, end goal of the business. It's really important, and it keeps you motivated, and also gives you an idea to, imagine what that might be down the road. So it's super important to just envision yourself down the road and really identify and understand what it might take to be there and what it looks like to be at the biggest in your industry. Visualize your business 5 years from now. What does success look like with that business? You should be working backwards from there to see where your business needs to go now. When you first start a fresh business, think of where it's going to be at in 5 or so years. So you should be making steps now to help that business in 5 years. So the next and most important step after you've created your logo, you know what you're going to offer to the marketplace. Next is setting up a Google My Business page. Now, this is a really specific step, and I think this is going to be so helpful for you guys. But once you've got this far, the most important part is setting up a Google page. Now, this is like, if I could stress anything, this is so important. So when you want something, or you want a service, or you want to go out to eat, or you need lawn care services, the first thing you're going to do is open your phone and look up lawn care services near me or fast food restaurants near me. So when you look that up on your phone, there's going to be some businesses that pop up. And that's what a Google listing is. So you want to be in there. So if you're a hairstylist, you want to make sure you pop up on people's phone when people look up hairstylist near me. That's super important. So literally look up online after you have all this information. Look up Google My Business profile and go through all the steps, set up your account, set up your listing, get verified. It's so important that you do this. You'll never be able to get your first few customers without this unless they're your best friends. You need to have an online presence, and this is one of the best ways to do it. It's completely free. It makes up probably 60% of all business that I have. 60% of the customers that come from this Google listing, and it's completely free. Companies spend millions of dollars a year advertising, trying to get customers through Facebook ads, through Google ads. But realistically, you only need to do that after you're making probably $1 million a year. You can probably make up to $1 million a year in your business just by having a really good Google My Business page, and that's completely free. So it's so important that you build a really good Google My Business page. Now, what makes a good Google My Business page? That's really important. So once you get it set up, you put your logo on it, you get some nice pictures of maybe work you've done before on the Google My Business page. What you do from there is you want to really drive a ton of 5-star reviews to it. So the only way to rank higher on Google is to have more reviews than everybody else. So look back at your competition list that you made and look at how many reviews the people in your industry have in your area. So let's say number 1 has 100 5-star reviews. Number 2 has 60 5-star reviews. Number 3 has 20 5-star reviews. So your goal should try to be in the top 3. So your first goal should be trying to get more reviews than the third place person. So you should be trying to get around 25 to 30 5-star reviews as fast as possible on this Google listing. Once you're about third or second place on Google, that's when you'll really start driving customers to your business. So you want to try getting as fast as possible to getting up to this first, second, or third place spot on Google. With my business specifically, I was able to get to first place on Google within 3 to 4 months of starting my business. I was able to get all the customers I had to leave a review, and I got all the way up to about 50 5-star reviews, which was number 1 in my area for lawn care. And that automatically drove my business from where I was to where I got. It's so important that you really set up and optimize this Google account. Your Google My Business profile is your ticket to local visibility. It's the most important thing. Fill it out completely and get reviews fast so you can be number 1 in your area for your industry and start making $1 million plus per year. I was going to talk about an entire section of registering for an LLC and getting EIN number, but I'm just going to talk shortly about it instead. So after you get all this stuff in order, it's really important to go on your state's website and apply for an LLC. It costs about $50 and you have to go through some steps, but it's super simple. Anybody can do it. Just go on, look, whatever state you're in, look up online, figure out how to get an LLC, apply for it, and you'll have that easy. It's $50. It lasts for about 2 years, and it just makes everything legal for your business. After you have that, you need to apply for an EIN number. An EIN number is just a tax number for your business so you can get paid and pay taxes on that money, unfortunately. Taxes are all part of the business, and you get to the end of the year, you got to pay $10,000 and it sucks, but it makes everything legal and the government likes you and you can continue doing business in the United States. So after you get both of those LLC and EIN number, you're all good legally and you can really start making money and getting your business out there. So the final thing, so now you have your business, you have your business name and logo. You've set up your business online on Google, and then you set up your LLC and your EIN. So now you have an official business. You have everything you need to do to start running your business. From here, you should be working on generating reviews to your Google page, trying to get on top of Google. After this, it's really important to start working on a really good website for your business. So now you should start building a website. So it's really important that you have a website because most customers don't want to call you on the phone. Even though you have an option on your Google page to get called on the phone, I would say about 50% of people don't like to talk on the phone. So 50% of people are looking for a way to contact you without actually calling you. And to get there, you need to have a website. So it's really important that you have a website that does two things. It looks really nice and it's really easy to get in contact with you. These are the most important things for your website. So when you're designing it, and there's a lot that can go into designing a website, I really can't get into all that just because there's so many variables to it. But again, I would look at your competitors' websites and try to match it. There's a lot of things like Wix that you can build a really easy website on. Squarespace, you can build a super easy website on. And there's probably a few others that you can build really simple websites on. So what's really important while you're building it is just to make it really clear how to get in contact with you by using, big get estimate, contact us buttons, and also just making it look really nice, professional. Don't just throw it together, make it look ugly. I'm sure we've all been to a website before that looked super ugly and it just turned us off from it. So just make sure it looks really good, really clean, and make it really easy to get in contact with you. And after you have that, you have a really good website, and you should be getting a lot of business from this website. Clean, mobile-friendly website can be your best salesperson. So now we have everything. So now it's time to get our first customer if we haven't already, or it's time to continue growing our customer base. So you need to create a marketing plan from this. So, how are you going to turn all these leads you're getting and all these customer calls into customers? So you really need to get a sales script in order, or figure out how to work these leads from customers, from leads on the phone to customers. So once you have this plan, then you're going to start bringing in customers like crazy. So guys, that's it. That was about the 8 steps to, actually starting a business from scratch. I think I've covered at least the basics of everything. There's probably definitely a lot more specifics I could have got into, but you should be able to go from not having a business to having a business on the ground just by using these 8 steps. You guys have to remember, every big business started small. The key is to start and to keep growing. So these first steps are so important. You really just need to start the first step. Just start to think what you can offer to a marketplace, and an idea will come to you from this. So it's really important that you guys just take one step forward, start this process, and really start to understand what you can offer to the marketplace and really make some real money in a business. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. That's the 8 steps to actually starting a business from scratch. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed. So next week, I'm looking to have actually a guest on the podcast to talk to. I don't want to give out who it is. It's actually going to be a friend of mine who's getting into business. I think we're going to have a really good conversation. So I'll see you guys next week in that episode. Bye-bye.